Okay, hello guys. So you are viewing our lecture on the meaning and the relevance of history. So in this lecture, our objectives are to gain an understanding of what history means, to determine the importance of studying history, and to gain an idea how history is studied. So hopefully by the end of this lecture, uh, so somehow we attain these objectives. All right. So first, so what does history mean? So in its most simplest definition, so history refers to the recreation and study of the significant past events. Okay, so we are going to uh, or we're going to elaborate on that later. But for now, so we simply say that history it's basically all about past events. Okay, so when we recall, when we try to get the meaning of past events, okay, so that's what history means as a verb or as a subject, or as a noun. Okay, or history may simply refer to past events. It depends on how you are using the term history. But in academic studies, so this is what history means in its most, again, simplest definition. Okay? It's the recreation and the study of significant past events. For the purpose of our course, since we are not history majors, oh, sorry, nagal ko yung dila ko. Since we are not history majors, our focus mainly is on the studying aspect of history, wherein we study, we analyze, and we give interpretations and meaning to past events. Okay, because the recreation part uh, falls under the task of historians. Okay, and uh, since we are not historians, our purpose now is only, or the focus that we are concerned with is only the study of past events. Okay. So, first thing that we need to elaborate, what do we mean when we say past events? Ayan. Okay. What do we mean when we say past events? So, past events refer to human activities that occurred before a given point in time. So, if the point that we are referring to is today, now, as in right now, okay, so everything that happened before today, before now, this moment, is basically belongs to the past. Okay? So basically, all activities that happened a while ago, a minute ago, an hour ago, okay, those all belong to the realm of the past. Okay? So this is based on the concept that the time that we experience, okay, as humans is linear. Okay? This is how we normally experience uh, time. Okay? It's linear. Okay? We're not uh, other dimensional beings wherein we experience multiverses. Okay? So that's a topic for more philosophical discussions. Okay? But yeah, the observations that we can do is limited because, well, our perception or our capability to observe, to experience is also limited. Okay, it's limited on what we experience, uh, or what we experience as time goes by. Diba? We cannot experience other possibilities of what could have happened or what would have happened if, mga ganyan. Okay? There's only one one lifetime, one event that we experience. Because yeah, it's linear. Okay? If by some chance in the future we can invent something that can uh, make us go beyond that the linear concept of time, then probably. But for now, hindi muna, ganyan muna. Okay, so imagine that this dot represents you. Okay, so everything that happened before, ayan, before everything that happened before, yan, okay, that is all considered to be part of the past. Okay, all right. So past events, since yun nga, our experience of time is linear, okay, it's one directional. We can only go one direction. We cannot go back to the past. For example, you made a mistake a while ago. You cannot go back to the past and uh, prevent that mistake from happening. Diba? If that happens, then everybody will be perfect. You know? Okay? So no, so that's not possible. So it's linear. It's one directional. Therefore, everything that happened here can no longer be observed. They are no longer existing in the present. Okay? Kasi nga, linear tayo. One directional. So, if it's no longer here, if it's non-existent, why do we study it? Okay? Why do we study something that no longer exists? Diba? Yun nga, sabi natin in the first lecture, in the first video, past is past. Why do we need to study it? Nangyari na nakalipas na. Diba? We can't do anything about it. Okay? Wala na magagawa dun. So why do we study it? Okay? So we go back to another point or another element of the definition, which indicates that what we are studying are significant past events. Okay? So we do not just study any past events. We study events that are significant. Okay? That are important, that are necessary, that are meaningful. Okay? They are significant in the sense that, number one, provides an explanation to the current situation. Okay? So not all events are important or are significant. Okay? So we only look at events in this case, those that are directly related to what is happening in the present. Okay? Because there is nothing that can affect the present except what happened in the past. Okay? What is happening now is a result of what happened before or a while ago or yesterday or last month. Diba? For example, why are you in pain? Diba? Ba't ka nasasaktan? Okay? So you look at the reason or the cause of that pain. Diba? Ba't may sugat ka? Diba? So, diba? Okay, sorry na may disturbance. Anyway, okay. So, we only look at those types of events. Okay? Events that can help explain why this particular thing is happening right now. Okay? All right. Why do we need to know what caused this particular phenomena that is happening right now? Okay. So, of course, not all present occurrences need explanations. Okay. So, there are certain uh, phenomena that Or, well, we just let them pass kasi wala naman sila masyadong bearing. But there are certain situations where you need to act on something or you need to decide on something. For example, a predicament or a problem. Okay? There's a particular problem that you are facing and you need to address that problem. Okay? So, the first step in addressing any problem is identifying the cause. Okay? We don't just come up with any solution that we can think of. Okay? It has to be rooted in the cause, or else we're going to experience that same problem over and over and over again. Okay? Now, where can we look for that cause? Okay? For the cause of that problem. There's nowhere else except in the past. Okay? So looking at the past helps us to overcome whatever problems that we are experiencing, because it can help us make decisions that can once and for all, hopefully once and for all, end that problem. Okay? For example, why is there poverty in the Philippines? Okay? So, di ba, we can't just uh, come up with solutions such as mamigay na lang tayo ng pera, or let's just give money to the poor para wala nang mahirap. Diba? Every family, let's give them 50,000 pesos or 1 million pesos. Yan. See, total budget natin is 1 trillion. Okay, so kaya natin yan. 1,000 pesos for every family or 5,000. Okay? Okay. Well, some people will, statistically speaking, well, they will be out of poverty because they have that money. Pero how long will they have 5,000 pesos or 10,000 or 50,000 pesos? Diba? Because, as you all know, that much money is easily spendable. Mabilis mawala. Okay? So what happens if the 50,000 pesos is gone or the 100,000 is gone? Okay? Well, you're back to poverty. So it does not address the situation because you did not remove the root or the cause of that problem. Okay? So again, we look at history. We look at those past events that can help give light to that to the cause of that problem or that phenomena, so that we can once and for all get rid of that problem. Okay? So it helps explain. Second, significant is in relation to the first, it provides insights, ideas, inspirations that may help us in the present. Okay? So this is where we get the idea that one of the objectives of history is so that we do not repeat the mistakes of the past. Okay? And that's one of the basic examples that falls under the second significance. Diba? Right? A good example of this is in basically the pandemic right now. Okay? So, back in the early 1900s, 1918, 1919. Okay, so the world also experienced a pandemic just like this one. So the Spanish flu, plus Spanish influenza. All right. So again, our goal here is to not repeat the mistakes of the people who lived in 1918. All right. Na if you are historically conscious, you would look at that event, to try and learn something, try and learn basically anything that can help you address what you are facing right now. Okay? Or at least you get to avoid the mistakes that happened. That the mistakes that uh, our ancestors, that the people back then committed. Okay? Because unfortunately, if you're going to look at the events now, a lot of the decisions or the actions of our government officials are similar to what the government officials of that time did. Okay? So makikita natin or we can see that our there are a lot of our officials who are not historically conscious. Right? Again, because if you're aware of that, if you're historically aware of if you're historically conscious, then you can get inspiration or ideas from that event, which is very much similar to what is happening right now. Of course, there are certain details that are different, especially technology. But the essence of the event, pandemic spreading, it's basically the same. Okay? So that's why if there are any of you who will be politicians, so I hope that you hold on to that historical consciousness because you can gain a lot of insights and ideas from past events. And at the same time, it can help you become a good problem solver because you can identify the root of the problem. Okay? So that's how significant studying past events are. And that's what makes a past event significant. Okay? If it is directly connected or if it is directly related to what is happening right now. Okay? Now, given that these events are significant, so how do we study it? Di ba nga? Kasi we said a while ago that past events are no longer here. Okay? So, how do we study them? Right. So, dyan papasok ang element of recreation by the means of recreating the past events. Okay? Because again, they're not here, so we cannot study them. Okay? So, we try to bring them back in the sense that we try to make them observable again. Okay? Because it's no longer here, but you have to bring them back. Okay? You have to bring them back as accurately as how it happened before. All right? That's why it's quote unquote recreation, not simply creation. Okay? So you don't come up with false statements or false events that happened before. So it has to be accurate. Okay? So basically you're not making something up kasi you're recreating. You're bringing something back that already happened before or that was already existing before. How do we do that? Through the use of sources. Just like detective cases, di ba? They're looking for traces or for evidences, but that can help them picture what happened in that crime scene. So, ganyan din ang ginagawa in history. So, we're looking for sources, we're looking for evidences that can help us uh, reimagine or that can not reimagine, that can help us gain a picture, right, of what happened, of what hopefully of what exactly happened at that particular event. Okay, so we look for sources. All right, so there are two types of sources. We have primary and secondary. So in short, primary sources are direct are direct witnesses to events, meaning they contain information directly from witnesses of that event. Okay, meaning the maker of that primary source should have been present in that particular event. Okay, for example, in a particular war, okay, the information that we are reading should be from a person who was actually there in that war. It could be from a soldier who was really fighting from that, a reporter who was reporting, anong tawag dun? Was reporting on that site, a field reporter. Okay? So those are information that can be considered primary. What are secondary? Secondary are information or sources which contain information that were gained from primary sources. Okay? For example, you were tasked to interview survivors of World War II. Okay? The information that you wrote is considered a secondary source. Okay? Because the information there did not come from you as a direct witness, but from another source, from a primary source. Okay? To illustrate it more clearly, yung assignment ninyo na you were tasked to interview, okay, I read it, okay, ginamit ko siya for research purposes or for whatever, for a report. Okay? Then, the information that I am using is secondary. Okay? Just look at it this way. A primary source is direct witness, information from a direct witness. Okay? It went through a secondary source. It went through another person, through you. Okay? And then, this is me. Among Us. Okay? This is me. Okay, reading your work, then that is considered a secondary source. Okay? So again, primary sources are information from direct witnesses. Secondary sources are sources of information that were based on primary sources. Okay? For example, textbooks. They are examples of secondary sources. Okay? Diaries are examples of primary sources. Of course, if the person who owned or who wrote the diary is a direct witness of an event. Okay? All right. It's important to note that sources are not the recreations themselves. The information from sources need to be tied together, they need to be interpreted, they need to be narratively presented to be considered a recreation of the event. That's why I said a while ago that the task of recreation is the task of historians. Okay? Although, as non-historians, we can do this. We can tie them together. We can interpret them logically. Okay? But we don't necessarily have to present them narratively. Okay? Because, again, that is the job of the historian. Okay? Students of history can, of course, do this. Can do the logical interpretation. Okay? So in that sense, all of us are basically students of history. But to be a historian, so you need to present it narratively. Okay? So, how does one recreate? So for just for additional lang, how does one recreate events? Okay, you can do it in various forms. The most common are books, yung mga textbooks, uh, articles. Nowadays, uh, a lot of historical movies or historical films are being produced. Okay, but in its entirety, the recreation basically happens in the image that is formed in the mind. Okay? It's just that it's easier to recreate or to imagine them, okay, if it's in film format because nandiyan na eh, there's the visual stimulus, auditory, kumbaga, you're really seeing, well, the event, quote unquote. Of course, there are lots of there are lots of minor details that are for artistic purposes. Okay. All right. So to summarize, so what does history mean? So history is the recreation and the study of significant past events. Now, why do we need to study something that no longer exists? Because there are events that are significant. That's why we are studying them, because they are significant. Okay. What makes it significant? For the purpose of this discourse, okay, so if it provides an explanation to the current situation, and slash or if it provides ideas, insights, or inspiration that may help us in the present. So again, this is for the sake of the course. Of course, there are other significance. Uh, there are other ideas, or there are other reasons that make an event significant. Okay, it's just that for this course, so we just try to keep it simple. Okay, and how do we study these past events? So by recreating the events through the use of sources. Okay. In addition, so what are two types of sources? So we have primary, so information or sources of information that come from direct witnesses. Secondary sources, sources of information that are based on primary sources. Okay. So with that, uh, we end our lecture. If you have questions, please feel free to contact me through the contact information given in the first video. Okay. And hopefully we can clarify uh, your doubts or your confusions. Okay. So please, again, feel free to ask me. Okay lang. All right. So with that, thank you. See you. Stay safe.